And today we're going to go through another top 30 prospect list for the New York Mets, and this is from Future Stars Series. Now, everybody has a different list. This is another list that's being put out. The 23 season hasn't gone the way of the New York Mets, so if you're a fan of prospect scouting and player development, Billy Epler's club is one of the most interesting groups in baseball, including a restocked farm system and more on the way. After landing Colin Polk and Brandon Sprout in the first two rounds of the draft, the Mets acquired prospect Drew Gilbert, Ryan Clifford, and Luis Angel Acuna in exchange for Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander, and add depth in separate deals for David Robinson and Tommy Pham. All the players acquired for David Robinson and Tommy Pham, they've all produced very interesting numbers in the minor leagues. Jeremy Rodriguez, who was required from Tommy Pham, has played really well. Ronald Hernandez and Marco Vargas, who were acquired for David Robinson, went from the Florida Complex League, which their season ended, and were both promoted to St. Lucie. So they are going to finish up the season in low A ball. Billy Epler isn't likely done dealing either, but already has changed the long-term future of the Mets with wise decisions this summer. And here's the top 30, and please, of course, subscribe. You want me to do more videos on the Met prospects. Number 1, infielder, outfielder Ronny Mauricio. He's on the 40-man roster. We'll see if he gets called up on September 1st. This is according to them, Future Stars Series. Number 2, outfielder Drew Gilbert, who's actually done a really good job since coming over to the Mets. Jett Williams, who might be the fastest riser in the Mets organization right now. And a couple of things about him that you should know, and this is something I knew, is that prior to last year's draft, he was considered to be, the comp on him was that he was like Mookie Betts. That was his comp. Also that if he was taller, he's 5'8". If he was 6 foot or taller, he would have gone the top 5 in the draft. He went 14th overall. He was the Mets' second first-round pick. He's a shortstop, but in all likelihood, he's probably going to play center field or in the outfield somewhere. Number 4, catcher Kevin Parada, who's the number 1 catching prospect for the Mets, and he's a top 10 catching prospect in Major League Baseball. He was the number 1 pick. Mets selected him 11th overall in the 2022 draft, and he is a guy that has a very strong offensive upside. Number 5, outfielder Alex Ramirez, who's kind of taken a step back in a lot of lists. He's very high on this particular list, but he's been taking a step back. He's not had a good year for Brooklyn, and he just hasn't had a good year. Number 6, outfielder Ryan Clifford. He is the player that they received, one of the players for Justin Verlander. And he, along with Gilbert, he is a guy that has tremendous raw power. We'll see how he develops. Right now he's in Brooklyn. Right-handed pitcher at number 7, Blade Tidwell, who pitched really well in Brooklyn, and now he's currently in Binghamton. At shortstop, at number 8, Colin Hook, who played in the Florida Complex League. At number 9, the player they received from Max Scherzer, and that's Luis Angel Acuna. He's a shortstop, but he's probably all likely going to be an outfielder, probably center fielder. Number 10, right-handed pitcher Mike Vasil, who is currently in AAA. We'll see if he gets a call up to the majors this year. I'm sort of less than 50% chance he gets called up. At number 11, right-handed pitcher Calvin Ziegler, who has not pitched this year. So he's going to be a guy to keep an eye on for next year. At number 12, another pitcher, right-handed pitcher Dominic Hamill. At number 13, and I'm surprised he's still on this list, and that's first baseman, third baseman, Mark Vientos, who's currently hitting 187 with the Mets. He just came off the injured list with a wrist injury. At number 14, the right-handed pitcher who they received from the Brewers from Mark Canha, and that's Justin Jarvis. At number 15, 2023 draft pick, and that's Brandon Sprout, right-handed pitcher. Keep an eye on him. He could be a guy, he could throw like 100 miles an hour, folks. and there's a possibility that maybe he might be a reliever at some point. Keep an eye on him. At number 16, right-handed pitcher Joel Diaz. At number 17, who they drafted this year, that's right-handed pitcher and designated hitter, two-way player Nolan McLean. Keep an eye on him. His pitching is actually ahead of his offense. He's got big power, but he might not be a high average hitter. But his arm is the thing to keep an eye on. He has closer type stuff, so keep an eye on him. At number 18, another 2023 draft pick. That's shortstop Boston Barrow. I think he played in the Florida Complex League, so keep an eye on him. At number 19, third baseman Jacob Reamer. He's another guy you got to keep an eye on. They drafted him last year. He's a very interesting player. Keep an eye on him. At number 20, outfielder Nick Morabito, another guy they drafted last year. At number 21, I'm surprised he's still on the list, this is right-handed pitcher Jose Buto. Keep an eye on him. I'm sure he's going to get... We'll see if he gets recalled. He's on the 40-man roster. We'll see if he gets a really long look in spring training next year. At number 22, shortstop A.J. Ewing. They drafted him this year. He's sort of a mid-round guy. We'll see what happens with him. People are very, very high on him. At number 23, and I'm surprised he is this low on this particular list, and this is right-handed pitcher Tyler Stewart, who's currently in Binghamton. He is the leading pitcher when it comes to ERA in the minor leagues. He's got the lowest ERA in the minor leagues. I believe at 2.2. At number 24, right-handed pitcher Junior Santos, a possible reliever type. Number 25, outfielder Matt Rudick. Keep an eye on him. I think he's in Double-A, I believe. Right-handed pitcher number 26, Jonah Tong, who I think he just got promoted to Port St. Lucie. He's playing with the St. Lucie Mets. He was drafted last year. He throws 95 to 100 miles an hour. Keep an eye on him. At number 27 on this list, right-handed pitcher Cade Morris, who they drafted this year. So I'm surprised he is on this list. I haven't seen him on too many lists. Right-handed pitcher at number 28, Jordani Ventura. He's always on these lists. I don't know where he is in terms of Met pitchers. At number 29, Jeremiah Jackson, shortstop. They got him from Dominic Leone. And he's hitting home runs like crazy in Binghamton. That Binghamton team is very impressive. Got a lot of talented players there. Keep an eye on him. He's going to get a long look in spring training. He's a guy that can play the outfield a little bit, the infield a little bit. He's got very good power, and he was drafted, I believe, by Billy Epler with the Angels. And finally, at number 30, I'm very surprised he's as low as he is on this list. And this is one of the players they received for David Robertson. And that's at number 30, Marco Vargas, a second baseman. I'm very surprised that he is this low. And he's actually gotten off to a very good start with the Mets. And like I said, just to sort of let you know, he was promoted to St. Lucie, and along with Ronald Hernandez, who's the other player that the Mets received for David Robertson. And by the way, we mentioned David Robertson has not pitched well for the Marlins. They kicked him out of the bullpen in terms of as the closer, not the closer anymore there. So he lost his job. So this is actually an interesting trade. People have had high marks on Vargas in particular, and the way Hernandez has hit. Hernandez is a guy that could be an interesting bat down the road, but that's many years from now. These guys they were just recently signed as international free agents. But I'll let you know. I will continue to track their progress. All these players, these top 30 players, I will track their progress now and in the future. As Brody Van Wagenen once said, we're going to be successful now and in the future. But let me know what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. Baseball Hut, what am I talking about? The Prospect Hut. And I'll see you later.